hangs down, so it is quite close to the blind, so I have to be watchful whenever I'm drawing the blind. But it's not a huge deal because I've got it, and it makes me very happy. So today our check-in is making sure that, I guess the check-in, I shouldn't say making sure, I should say, are you making sure that you are keeping up with the loved ones in your life? Or at least one, because I just the other day made plans with my best friend, the one who's in child psychology, and it makes me so happy and so fulfilled that I did just decide to pull the trigger and reach out. Not that we haven't seen each other in a while, but she and I do this thing where we're like, oh my god, we're gonna hang out, like everything's gonna be great. And then we both get busy to the point where our social batteries are just constantly drained. And the thing is that being around her, like, instantly recharges my social battery, and I should remember that for sure. But she and I are funny because we work in very similar ways, in terms of like social interaction and stuff like that. It's really remarkable how similar she and I actually are. But anyway, so that is my check-in, making sure that you're keeping up with at least one loved one in your life, making sure that you are staying connected, because humans are very social animals. And it's important to make sure that you're at least getting that in some way. Now, I don't blame you if you're the kind of person who is much more introverted and is possibly lonely, which I very much relate to. I am a person who does not get out very, very often, especially in the winter months, and the loneliness absolutely does set in. And whenever I see somebody who says like, oh, you just reach out to a friend, I'm like, well, mental health wise, and just like the way that I work, sometimes reaching out is more difficult than I think a lot of people realize. So this is my gentle encouragement that if you are in that similar situation that I've been in, at least just like send somebody a hi or something like that. It doesn't have to be huge, and if you don't want to go see somebody, that's perfectly okay. So, my people, this is a very different video than I was going to make for this, but we hit a milestone. We hit 750, but it was more like we were at like 717, and then we were at 745, and then we were at 750 for like 2 hours, and now we're at like 770, which is like out of this world. It's so wild to think, because like that is 750 people. 750 people is like, that's a small school worth of people. That is like, well, not even a small school. Like that's a huge, like that's a mid-sized school. My high school was 2,000 kids, but when I graduated, I believe, but like 750 people is a huge amount of people. And 770 people is also a massive amount of people to be like so invested and watching my ASMR and getting relaxed by it. So I didn't know necessarily what to do, because I have tried compiling a list of everybody who has ever commented again, like I did for, I think that was 250,000 people, but that list is wickedly long, which is, again, in a way, like, incredibly heartwarming. What I think I might do is I might just set, like, I might do that again, but I might just set a cutoff point, or maybe I'll do it as a community post type thing. But I know community posts how that works for YouTube, so I can't really read my subscribers' names, so it'll probably come down to a community post or me setting just like a cutoff date, like everybody who was commented in 2024 or something like that. The next thing that I was going to do is, this has been requested a couple of different times now, but a room tour. I was thinking, you know what if I do a room tour? And I was like, well, I'm at 717, I've got time. So, as soon as we blasted past that, I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. And I'm the kind of person, I really give a lot of weight to milestones. I love milestones. And like little milestones, little celebrations, stuff like that. They really warm my heart. So what I think I'll end up doing is I'll end up doing the room tour at 1,000, which also gives me a lot of time to be able to figure out how to do it. I thought, like, what if I film some of my room with my phone and whisper with my phone, and then, like, what if I set up my setup pointing at that specific place in my room, because my room isn't that big, and then, like, do something like that, which is, I think, how it'll end up being, but I've got to figure out how the version with my phone will work, unless I find a clever way to set up my laptop, just because, like, my room, like I said, is not that big, but I'm also not a technically skilled cameraman, so it'll be interesting to figure out that way, but I thought, well, since I'm not going to do the room tour, what can I do? And I thought I'd just do a traditional ramble, which I am very good at. Very good at. That sounds conceited, but you know what? Be conceited sometimes. You are a very talented person, and you should be proud of that. But I thought, well, yeah, maybe I'll just do some rambling, some tapping, and figure out ways to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I think that it's difficult for me to express the thanks that I feel I owe all of you. If you are subscribers, if you are just viewers, if you are commenters, if you have seen a second of my videos, 10 seconds of my videos, and then moved on, I want to find a good way to say thank you, and there's really not much of a good way to say thank you, because I feel like we use, words have become slightly cheap in the modern day, and I'm not saying this because, like, oh, well, everything's video or everything's social media. No, that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that I think we've kind of lost the meaning of words. Like, for example, I got a drawing from a kid the other day, and he's like, we went to a family friend's birthday party, and there was one kid who was like drawing away, and when I used to teach swimming lessons, he, I believe, was like one of my last sessions before the pandemic happened, and now he's 4 years older, and he gave me a drawing because he remembered me, which is like wickedly amazing. And I told him, I was like, oh, that's awesome, buddy. And he's like, why does everybody say that everything's awesome? And I was like, it floored me, because I realized that I also sometimes use so many words that they become cheap, but I want to keep using them, because truly I think a lot of things are awesome in this world. So I think that the best way that I can put it, like the best way that I can put this thank you to all of you, whoever you are listening to this, is in November of last year, 2023, I decided to get back into person. I know that's never going to happen by nature of the internet, but by nature of the internet, it has brought 771 people to me, and it has brought other, like, by this point, I'm getting consistently hundreds of views, and by this point, some of my videos are getting thousands of views. But that is also the beauty of the internet, because it brings so many people together who wouldn't necessarily have ever come together. Like, I don't know, it's kind of wild that way, that, like, just by virtue of the fact that I whisper into a microphone, I have been able to reach many, 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 many people, and that is, it's so heartwarming. It makes me feel so happy. So, this video is kind of my lo-fi thank you, my reminder to myself that I don't need, like, large production value on all of my videos, which I think lately has been my biggest wall, because I feel like there's a constant need to raise the bar, but really, ASMR needs to be simple. ASMR needs to be something that is relaxing, down to earth, and something that is easily reachable by many, many, many people. So I think that's my major takeaway from this morning, thinking, well, do I try to film the room tour? And then I was like, no, I don't need to be rushing something that important. So, like I've said, despite this being a shorter video, I hope that you've enjoyed. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart if you have ever interacted with any of my videos. And, of course, thank you to all of my beautiful commenters who just, every time I open my phone and I look at the YouTube Studio app and I see a comment, I'm like, it's happening, it's happening. Somebody commented, it just makes me so happy. You all make me so happy. So thank you, so thank you. I know that this is a shorter video, but I feel like it's appropriate in the way that I want to communicate the thanks that I should be giving out to all of you. So, once again, thank you, merci, danke, 감사합니다, what are some other